So we're going to do tomato vodka sauce with our penne pasta. So it's really easy. Put a sauce pot on the stove, pour in our tomato vodka sauce, which I'm sure everyone's heated up sauce before, so just have it on a nice low heat to bring it up to temperature. And then the really important thing about cooking any pasta is making sure that you have boiling water. We want to add a little bit of salt to it to give it some added flavor. So you want it to taste about like seawater would taste. So about about 3 tablespoons into a gallon and a half of water is going to give us a little bit more flavor to our pasta. And then some people will put olive oil or vegetable oil on the top. Partially that will help the pasta from sticking together. It'll keep it from foaming over if you have a whole bunch of pasta in a big pot. So if you don't use the olive oil, that's fine, but it does add a little bit of flavor to it. So just enough to give a light skim coat on the top, and then we're going to pour in our pasta. And the other key thing to cooking pasta is making sure that as soon as it gets into the water, you want to give it a stir, because as soon as the starch has started to release from the pasta, it will stick together. Penne is a little more forgiving on that sense, but when you get into doing linguinis and fettuccinis and spaghetti that are long and have lots of surface area to be touching, they will stick together into a clump. So it's key to just stir it at the beginning, right when it goes in the bowl, and then as soon as it comes back up to a boil, just to make sure that it doesn't stick. This penne pasta, we're going to let it cook 10 minutes till it's al dente, which means to the tooth, right where it has a little bit of bite in the center, and it'll be perfect. We've brought it back up to a nice simmer once you add the pasta in there. You don't want to have it at a rolling boil because it can start to break apart the pasta. So you want to have it at a nice simmer, and then the best way to test a piece of pasta if it's done is pull a piece out and take a bite. And it gives just a little bit in the center. It's not raw and crunchy, but it does have a little bit of texture in the center. Our nice bowl of penne pasta, perfectly cooked. We have our tomato vodka sauce. Now, you can either toss the whole amount into the pan. So this is a 1 pound bag of pasta and 1 jar, which will equal the portions out. So you can just toss it all in the bowl, or you can put the pasta in here, which I like to do, so that some have a little bit more sauce than the others. Top it with a nice vodka sauce. And this sauce does have a little bit of Parmesan cheese in it, but we're going to add a little bit more just to give it a little bit of flavor. If you wanted to add some fresh basil, that would work well. But otherwise, we are ready to eat. Looks fantastic, doesn't it?